I'm available by email if you want to write to me during the call or after the call, but the idea is basically to have a quick run-through of the programs of SEMICON. Whether you have attended SEMICON Europa or not, it is a large event. We have 350 exhibitors, but we also have a series of conferences. And I think I wouldn't say to complement just your participation to the show, but it's really a vital part of the whole event. So if you can see on the next slide, the program of this quick talk here, I try to plan it just in 10 minutes. Thomas, if you can go on the next slide, please. It's basically to have a run-through of the various activities that will be taking place. On the next slide. Okay. Quickly, we'll go through, as I said, the Europa programs and events. And in addition, it is complemented, as you know, by the exhibition. Okay, so we'll go through all of these. Also assisting me when we will talk about the test conference will be Chris Portelli from ST Microelectronics. Next slide. Okay, so SEMICON Europa, it's a whole set of 41 programs, which actually surprises some people because they still sometimes refer to SEMICON Europa, oh, that's a show. And maybe the show was the important part in the past, but now you can see these 41 programs, it's a vital part. In total, we have probably about 1,000 attendees that attend all of these, and it is broken down into technology conferences, business events, educational courses, and then we try to look at it from the perspective of the participant. So do the people have an interest into microsystems, into semiconductor, into front-end, back-end, maybe in plastic electronics, and this is how we'll be reviewing the various programs. Next slide. So the executive programs, well, we have the Executive Summit. It's a one-panel hour discussion where we talk about the manufacturing issues in Europe. So how can we retain manufacturing and competitiveness in Europe? We have a SEMI-members and exhibitors breakfast. Well, as the title indicates, if you're a SEMI-member or an exhibitor, you're welcome to join this breakfast session where we'll have a one-hour interaction, a dialogue about your satisfaction and your expectations of SEMI as your association. We'll have the IC Industry Awards being presented at SEMICON Europa. And we also have a European Cluster Forum, which is organized by the Dresden Grenoble Cluster. They are inviting representatives from 10 other regional associations to discuss about cluster cooperation. I think this is in line with the messaging that, you know, the competition is not within Europe but outside of Europe, therefore we have to work together. The CEI is an organization based in Sweden, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, they're European. They have organized in-depth, really technical courses for many, many years, and we're happy to have been able to partner with them now for the second year so that they hold these courses at SEMICON Europa. Again, we try to make out of this SEMICON a communication platform, so we try to attract other events like Plastic Electronics Foundation, the CEI courses, so that you have this vibrant microelectronics during the whole week of the SEMICON. So here you have the list of the courses. And again, we will be sharing these slides with you otherwise, so you don't have to worry and scribble quickly what you're seeing on the slides. You will get them after the call. Next slide. On the next slide, please. Yeah, just so if you're wondering why I'm always saying next slide, is because my colleagues in headquarters is clicking while I'm here in Belgium, and you're probably all scattered around Europe and maybe some other parts of the world. So it's a very international webinar. So in addition to those, we have the Tech Arena. So the Tech Arena is an open theater which is located on the show floor. You can seat about 60 to 90 people. There is no pre-registration. People just come in, take a seat, look at the presentations. We did this to be able to offer people short sessions, and it's usually 1 or 2 hours for free, and it's an opportunity to find out about a specific topic. So you can see over here, it's more on the semiconductor manufacturing side, so the lithography, MEMS, test packaging, metrology, new materials, automation, process control. We also have a session on secondary equipment and services, which we think is very relevant for the European market, 3D IC, and we also have one of our partners which is having a session on Fit for IT. All of these sessions are for free. You can see the full schedule, including who is speaking there, and you just don't have to register. Just come early to make sure you have a seat. On the standards meetings, if you don't know, SEMI, in addition to organizing exhibitions, conferences, market statistics, lobbying, all of these activities, we also have a standardization program. It exists for 40 years. Over 2,000 experts worldwide collaborate, develop industry standards. So far, we have about 700 of them. So these are pretty technical meetings where we discuss the current standards which have been published and the new standardization opportunities. We review current standards proposals. So the meetings go on the material side, gases, chemicals, silicon, compound wafers, and also environmental health and safety, and also automation, hardware or software side. Next slide, please. The companies that present at SEMICON Europa, you know, we have, I don't know, 5, 10, 15,000 people that come to SEMICON. Our core membership of SEMI are the equipment and the material suppliers. And we know that for them, it is important to have their customers. Maybe we have some of you on the phone, like, for instance, Chris Portelli, who's from ST. But it is very important for the supplier community to be able to have a dialogue, to understand the need of their customers. And in that sense, we engage with them, for instance, to giving them an active role at SEMICON Europa. So this is why we're happy that most of these European fabs, as you can see here on the slide, they will be attending SEMICON. European companies or non-European, but all companies which have production here in Europe. Mainly front-end manufacturing, some foundries, some back-end, and also the research institutes, the CEA, Fraunhofer, IMEC, will be present and speaking at SEMICON Europa. So SEMICON Europa, in total, will probably have 100 to 200 speakers. They're representing the equipment and material suppliers, the service providers, the R&D community, and also their customers. Next slide, please. This is just an overview of the chart, how it is divided. You can look at it afterwards separately. Next slide. How do we develop the programs and how do we decide the topics? Well, it's certainly not me here in my office who thinks about this. We work with industry. You know, SEMI can have a coordination role as an association, but it is really you in industry who knows, like, what are the real issues? What is happening there? What is keeping you awake at night? What is it that collaboratively we can best address? And therefore, SEMI works with about 10 committees. It's 150 experts. We have teleconferences. We do the brainstormings. SEMI monitors the process. You know, do we have a fair distribution, regional distribution of this whole supply chain? And together, we develop these programs, and they support us a lot. So I think on this slide, I can really show our appreciation for all of these 150 experts, committee members who devote, I think, really freely their time to help develop these programs that in the end benefit the entire industry. Next slide. So we already said the Executive Summit, it's a high-level event. It takes 1.5 hours. We have a keynote. We have the Prime Minister of the Free State of Saxony, which is coming. And this also shows that SEMICON is not only about technology. You also have now an advocacy, a public policy. The industry has to be visible, not only within the industry. You know, we should not be too much introvert, but we should also be talking to the outside world. And in that sense, to have the Prime Minister of Saxony coming gives us visibility at a political level, which also fits nicely with our lobbying activities. Participating here will be Soitec, ASML, probably ST Microelectronics, maybe somebody from Global Foundries. The programs, they're almost all finished, 90%, but don't worry, before the show we'll know exactly who's going to be coming, so make sure you visit the website. Next slide. So the next slide is also plastic electronics. This program is not organized by SEMI, but as I said, we try to attract other related technologies. Plastic electronics is an important sector, and we're very happy that they will have an extensive program at SEMICON. It's a 3-day full program where they will be talking about the research, about the applicabilities, about the market statistics, all the various applications, the displays, the lighting, and the link. Basically, we're trying to take the advantage of the synergy between the semiconductor and the plastic electronics, and that's why we're very happy that they have their conference, and also there will be an exhibition part at SEMICON. Next. The 15th Fab Managers Forum, well, it's a long-standing program. It is extremely well appreciated by the SEMI members because, as you can see on the program, we've got European fab present. From ST, Infineon, Global Foundries, TI, what else do we have? We have all of these companies, Bosch. And we also have somebody from Qualcomm this year, which is a very, very good speaker. He will be presenting a keynote. So much appreciated program. And as you can see, we also have sponsors for several of these activities. In this case, we have Max and Tokyo Electron, which I recognize, appreciate the support of the SEMICON. Next slide. So the MEMS conference has also been going on for many years, microsystems technology. Again, the conferences have the advantage that attended by 100 people, we will be grouping people of a common interest. We allow a lot of networking. We start every session by a welcome coffee, a coffee break, a lunch. At the end of the day, you have a reception. We want people to network, to get to know each other. So it's really both. You've got very good speakers, a good agenda, people who are able to network with the right audience. So we really hope that people interested in MEMS, for instance, in this case, will be attending. Sessions are divided into the applications, into the manufacturing, technology, and we also have a business review at the end, to put this in a bigger context. Next slide. And again, here our sponsor is Essensio. Thank you very much. The next, I'll give it to Chris. Chris, if you're with us, you tell us why should people be attending the European Manufacturing Test Conference this year?
Okay, thank you, Carlos. So this year we'll be organizing the 13th session of the Manufacturing Conference, which, as every year, we intend to make this also as an attraction on its own. And by putting mostly together main actors such as people from IDMs, fabless, foundries, and even suppliers, in order to give a representation of experiences coming from the field, as well as also present challenges and innovative ways of tackling these challenges. So we have, as usual, a very rich lineup of speakers. We have also a couple of panel discussion, which have always been very appreciated in the previous sessions we've held, because once again, it brings people from various sectors of the industry, giving their view and how they see things and challenges that we have. And over the years, we can say that the feedback we have been having has been very positive. People appreciate not only what they see in terms of the presentations, but a lot of the discussion, and as Carlos also mentioned, the opportunities to network and share and discuss experiences and challenges that we all face in the industry.
Okay, thank you very much. So Chris Portelli is a co-chair of the committee together with René Segers and with all of the other committee members. Thank you very much for putting a great agenda again this year. Next slide. On the next slide, we'll be covering the Advanced Packaging Conference, which is sponsored by Henkel and EVG this year. Again, 4 sessions, technologies, materials, processes, equipment. We try, as always, to have the view from the chip maker, the customers, the device manufacturers, also from the R&D side. We also have a special from Magneti Marelli. We're very happy about that one. The R&D side, equipment material suppliers. We also have Jan Vardaman this year, who, as you know, knows pretty well the market, and so she will be giving us a keynote also from the business perspective on the opportunities of the advanced packaging from Europe in the global context. Next slide. And so for all of these programs, you will be able to see, the dates and times, but they're all happening between the 10th and 13th of October. 450 millimeter, well, yeah, that's quite a topic. Well, things are moving. The European Commission is supporting this in some ways. Europe has a lot to contribute there. We have a lot of European companies involved, from the MW Group to the Semilab, Vistec, Resif, several of these companies. So it's divided into the R&D side, into the facility, silicon metrology, the equipment and the automation, and then we'll have hopefully somebody from TSMC also sharing their views, and Intel will also be present. So last year we had a smaller session. They didn't have so much to report. This year we have a full session, which is composed of 2 full half days. Next slide. By the way, the 450 millimeter session is organized by Fraunhofer. So while most of the sessions are organized by the committees, we do have some which are organized kindly with the support of various institutes. The Tech Arena, we already reviewed some of them. You can find all of the details, including who will be speaking, the companies, their topics. You find abstracts, the speakers' biographies. It is very, very complete. You can find it all on our website. Next slide. And the Tech Arena are sponsored by Nanium, CEI, and also ICE Automation. So in summary, because it's 5 o'clock for those who are in Central European time, thank you for staying so late. I think you had an overview of these 41 programs and events. I think you could see the topics that we're being addressing. Register if you're planning on attending. Try to do so before the 1st of October. We have an early bird, so I think you get about 10 to 20% discount if you do so. So try to do that in the next week. Member companies do get a benefit, also another 20%. If your company is not a member, or if you're not sure, please contact my colleague Beat Müller, and you can visit SEMICON Europa.org for any additional information. You can contact me by email. but I hope to see you again at SEMICON, and any questions, anything we can do, I mean, this is your event. So all of you, thank you very much for joining, and we'll be in touch. Thank you. Goodbye.